What happens when only one spouse owns the property and they pass away? The surviving spouse will not automatically inherit that property. It depends on how things are set up. So typically what's going to happen is when the spouse that owns the property in their name passes away, the entire house will have to go through the probate process. And it depends on whether you have a will or you don't as to how that property is going to be distributed. If you have a will and it states that the house will go to the surviving spouse, it still has to go through the probate process, which can take 1 to 2 years. But at the end of that 1 to 2 years, the surviving spouse will now own that property. If there is no will, it will have to get split up per the intestate laws of your state. As an example, in Georgia, the assets will get split evenly between the kids and the surviving spouse, with the surviving spouse getting a minimum of 1/3. And so in that case, if you had 2 kids and a surviving spouse, they would each get 1/3 of the property. And now they're all co-owners of that property, which can cause complications, especially if the kids are minors. Now, ways that you can get around this: you can set up joint tenants rights of survivorship so that both spouses own the property 50-50. When one spouse passes away, their portion of the property will automatically avoid probate and go directly down to the surviving spouse. If you don't want to co-own the property, you can set up as a transfer on death deed if that's available in your state. One person can maintain the ownership, and then there's a designated beneficiary of the ownership of that property, which is going to be a surviving spouse. And then when you pass away, your property goes directly down to your surviving spouse. Or you could own it inside of a revocable trust. You put the property inside the trust, you can still control it and have benefits over it. And then when you pass away, it doesn't have to go through the probate courts, and then it will automatically pass down to your surviving spouse. So you have a couple options here. If you want help setting this up, click the link in the bio, fill out the form, and schedule a time to talk to someone on our team.